Second grade, I remember one time I was walking in Kramer and I got attacked by 2 pit bulls, and I had to run in some lady's house.
Okay.
Horrible.
Did that make you afraid of dogs?
Yup, I can't stand dogs.
To this day.
To this day.
Okay.
I do want one, but one that that don't like grow.
Right, like a small
right.
one.
Nah, I wouldn't get a pit.
A Yorkie or something like that. Chihuahua.
Right.
Got it.
And I remember it was a house right there. I ain't gonna say no names, but if you're from that area, I actually ran in that house and beat the daughters up, and I think the dad, supposedly had a heart attack. Oh, it was so horrible.
From you running in the house from the dogs?
No.
Oh.
To fight.
Oh, okay, got it.
To fight. And
okay.
I actually seen one of them at Buddha's funeral, and I walked up to her and I was like, I'm so sorry. Do you remember me? I just felt like I needed to apologize.
Right. All right, so Kramer was second grade.
Second grade, and then back to Forest Hill.
For what?
3rd to 5th.
Okay. So how did that happen? Your mom only had the apartment or the house for 1 year?
You know, you only need special transfers. My mom still lived there. I can go back to whatever school I wanted. You go down to the Board of Ed, and I'm going to use my grandma's address. Can't do that today.
Do you remember what happened? Like, what did you tell your mom?
I just didn't like the school.
You didn't like Kramer?
Yeah.
Do you remember why?
No, probably just because it's Kramer. Like, who goes to Kramer? Like, why can't I go to McGraw?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So, and then 6th to 7th, Hatch.
So before we get to middle school, how would you if you remember, how would you describe your overall elementary school experience? Like, what was family life like? What was the neighborhoods like? What was school like? Like, this is the early phases of your growing up.
Elementary school was pretty cool again. I fought a lot.
Okay.
Not necessarily, because it was actually, I fought the same person, Erica Hardy, which me and her are like this to this day. We got the same, both Sagittarius, but we used to play double dutch. She used to always get on my nerves. And we used to fight every day. So it wasn't like I would be fighting different people.
Right. It was people you knew.
Yeah.
For the most part. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I was never in any school plays in elementary school. I remember always being in the office with Miss Ricks, drunk though. So I used to always be in there with her. I think, was it Vice Principal Mr. Thomas? You didn't go there?
Me personally, no, I didn't go to Forest Hill. I went to Kramer, but I didn't go to Forest Hill.
You stayed at Kramer?
I left Kramer, and I went to McGraw when the CHIPS program started.
See, you went to McGraw.
Because the CHIPS program was at McGraw. Like,
okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think my overall, again, and that was real territorial too. Parkside was Parkside, like the Parkside girls, and I don't have no issues with Parkside girls. I'm friends with a lot of them.
Right.
So,
right.
But.
And you lived in Parkside.
Right.
But all your family was from downtown. So that was awkward for you.
Yeah, and I remember one time in middle school, before we got to Dola, he made me put my hand up and
Who's Dola?
Dola?
Where was he from?
Downtown.
Oh, he was from downtown,
yeah,
okay.
And he made me walk through the Parkside girls saying 6th Street.
You almost got killed.
So what was that? Boys and Girls Club. What was that? The church?
The Boys and Girls Club today. That building
on Park Boulevard.
It was called St. Bart's. It was
so in front. Everything happened in front of St. Bart's.
In front of St. Bart's, right?
I don't know because the left was Bellevue or what. But,
right.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah, Bellevue was the main fighting block because that was the block you could cut down to fight, and it was all school grounds.
And I remember ended up fighting his baby mom Taisha because of that or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember her, right? Big T, Big Ty.
Yes.
We both had hickeys. I don't know from what, because when I was hitting hard or what. It was just so much fighting.
A lot of fighting. Luckily for you, like nothing bad happened out of that.
No, but in East Camden, I got jumped a lot.
Okay, really?
By the same, we used to fight every day. It got to the point where nobody even watched our fights.
It's
I'm
like,
so
it's
serious.
them again.
Like, oh God, that's them again.
Right. All right, a lot of fighting. We get to middle school, and you went to
6th and 7th, and then
wait, you went to where?
Hatch Middle School,
which is where?
Parkside.
So that's your home base neighborhood.
Right.
Okay. How was that experience?
Food fights and fighting.
Just all you remember is the fights. It was a lot of fights. Cooper V. Hatch Middle School in Parkside might as well be called Iraq Middle School.
Right. I don't remember doing anything spectacular. I mean, I loved cooking class, but who didn't? The chocolate chip cookies. Everybody loved cooking class.
Right.
I don't think I did nothing else.
Okay. So you just went to school and that was it?
I just went to school.
6th and 7th grade. All right. So 8th grade sounded like you went somewhere else.
Yes, because a week before school ended, in 7th grade, my aunt pulled me out of Hatch, and I was so mad because I had so many fights lined up for like the last day of school, and she like pulled me out of school like a week before, and I'm like, "Are you crazy? Like I got stuff lined up. I'm supposed to meet this girl here. What are you doing?" And like she just messed.
She got you looking like a punk in the hood. Like,
Man,
oh, where's she at?
I remember one time. Do you remember Evie the twins?
Yes.
Something happened with them when they died. I can't remember.
They got into a car accident.
Yeah, but something in class.
I personally didn't know them though.
Yeah. So something happened in class or something, and we all was getting a fight or something, and somebody called my aunt.
Okay.
And she came walking down the Hatch hallway with a belt around her neck to beat me in front of the class. Annie, Perez, and all them was all looking out the window. I said, "Listen here, I want to fight you back today because you're not about to beat me in front." And Mr. Gilliam, the nephew, the uncle, not the principal, the teacher, he like, "No, you can't do that." I'm like, "I will fuck her up here. She is not going to beat me in front of the whole Parkside."
Right.
So and then I ended up moving to Philly after that.
Okay, with her?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wow. What did your mom? So your mom had no jurisdiction over this? Your aunt was like,
no, they wanted me gone. They
tag teamed on you. Got it.
My grandma was like, she got cops pulling her talking about she got twin sisters from fighting so much. So yeah,
and like we said, luckily nothing bad happened in any of those fights.
I was never
got stabbed or
right, none of that stuff.
Because that could have happened. That actually happened to Cool C.
Yeah,
changed her life.
It did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did.
So they said we got to get her out of Camden, get her out of Parkside, because stuff is starting to go left.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it was like every other. It wasn't. It was every other day.
Every other day. Right. So you go to Southwest Philly?
Southwest Philly. I moved there, even though I was familiar there because I was always there when I was little.
Okay.
I ended up going to Tilden Middle School, which is still Southwest.
So did you do like the actual school week in Camden and then the weekend in Southwest?
No, what you mean?
Like growing up?
Well, yeah. I could do that, or holidays or stuff like that, or even when I was little.
Okay.
Before I even started school, I would be there all the time.
Got it.
So, and I have her middle name, so it's not like her and my mom were close. I guess they're like first cousins. I don't understand that first, second cousin, third cousin stuff.
Right.
But they was close.
Okay, got it. So you're in Southwest.
Yeah, so then I ended up going to Tilden Middle School, which is still Southwest off of Elmwood Avenue.
Okay. Now, how was that experience? So you finished 8th grade at Tilden?
Yes.
Okay.
It was different. Philly was always bougie. A lot different from Camden. Like the school buses, like SEPTA, food trucks. That's how school was. The let out. We had DJs on Friday, stuff like that. Yeah. So it was definitely different.
What would you say were the biggest differences between like Hatch and Tilden? In your opinion?
Fashion.
Okay. Who dressed better, the Camden kids or the Philly kids?
Philly.
The Philly. Okay.
I have to go with Philly on that one, even down to like the hair.
Right.
Because I remember being on the bus, SEPTA bus, and my ponytail was real long. And the high schooler was like, "Oh, her ponytail long as I was like, you want me to take it off and catch these hands?" She just looked at me like, "What the?"
Right.
Yeah, like I will fight you. Horrible.
Got it. So, you graduate from Tilden?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I went on to 9th grade at Bartram Communications, Penrose, not Bartram's Maine. That's like our I don't even think we had one.
The main high school though, like
that Bartram is like our county jail. So just like a lean on me or type thing over there.
Okay, got it.
Which is right next door to Tilden. They were connected.
So I interviewed a young lady who went to Bartram, and she was like, people think that everybody, like, it was all bad. She was like, not all of us. She was like, Bartram wasn't that bad. She was like, a principal only got shot one time.
Right. A principal got shot. I think a teacher got beat, like, with a bat or something not too long ago. So, like, we had that kind of stuff in Camden High.
Right.
So,
right.
I went to Bartram Communications, 9th grade.
Okay.
And then I graduated. When I graduated,
what is it? What is Bartram Communications?
So, they have different Bartram. You got Bartram Communications, which focus on communication, public speaking, and all that stuff.
Really?
And then you got another Bartram that might be Bartram Tech.
Okay.
Which focus on technology and all that stuff. You choose where you want to go.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And Bartram, Maine is just, you don't know what the fuck you want to do. You just want to go to school.
So what were you there? What was your focus?
I think I was public speaking.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I got beat in the bathroom there by my aunt. I think my first crush was there.
Okay.
Who ended up being my ex. He's my ex now.
Okay.
And then I left in 9th grade. I had to experience Camden High.
You had to.
I had to experience the castle. So I finished 9th grade and going to Camden High.
Did you graduate from Camden High?
Yes.
Okay.
98.
Okay, 1998. What was the experience ultimately better than Bartram?
Most definitely.
Okay. How so?
Friends, family, people I ain't seen in forever. Like, oh my God, Ayesha, Yogi.
Right.
Ayesha, back.
Right.
Or whatever. So yeah, definitely a different experience.
Everybody like Ayesha's back, saying your name
back.
wrong.
Oh my God, you back? You know, the ledge, the food trucks, fish and produce, best fried wings.
Right.
French cheese fries, I think.
So you had fun in high school. You enjoyed your Camden High experience.
Yeah. I didn't fight as much in Camden High.
Why not? Why'd the fight stop? Because you got older, you calmed down?
I think me and Shy fought.
Right.
And we're close today. I don't remember any other fights.
Okay.
Oh, I did fight after I graduated. Because my cousins was still there.
Oh, you was one of the cousins who came back?
And they called me. I'm like, okay. I mean, to the point where I think we got out the paddy wagon. I was, like, flipping the blade and spit the blade out. Even the cop was like, so what'd you go to school for? And I said, I left my keys. You left your keys? I said, after I graduated, I left my keys.
Wow.
And, my cousins called, so I went.
Did you work in high school?
Yes, I think I worked at the McDonald's on Route 38.
So that was your first ever job?
Yeah. And I think, now that I remember that, I think I ended up throwing ice at the manager. Me and my other cousins that worked there, something happened, like, I get smart. Me, again, my grandmama like, I don't need this money.
Right.
So we started throwing ice.
Your first ever job, you got fired. Yeah. How long did you last?
I don't even know if I got fired. I think I quit.
Okay. How long did you last? Well, you probably quit before you got fired if you threw ice at him.
Right. I'm going to give or take maybe the summer.
Okay.
It wasn't like long.
Got it. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst ever and 10 being the best possible, how would you personally rate your childhood?
A 6.
Okay.
Thanks for the reminder.
What would say it again?
Thanks for the reminder.
What would made it like a 7 or 8 in your opinion? If what?
Guidance. I think there was discipline in certain areas of my, like Philly, I had discipline. When I was in Camden, it wasn't really too much discipline. I think as you get older and you get your own kids and then you get older and you go through things like I didn't get, like knowledge of credit being important.
Right.
Saving, all that. I didn't get any of that. So I learned as I got older, like,
Okay. Now you also said, so you just said the discipline and the structure. That was, like looking back, that was important to you. Kids don't know that they want it then, but you, like subconsciously,
right.
Kids love discipline and they need structure. Yeah. You also said you wish that you feel like your childhood would have been better. And tell me if this is still true, if you had a better relationship with your mother.
Yeah, definitely.
Agree. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a worst childhood day or time period that you would like to forever forget?
I forgot what I said.
Well, you said you told on your Uncle Kevin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I told on my Uncle Kevin.
Shout out to Uncle Kevin.
I told on my Uncle Kevin that I told his baby mom that the girlfriend was there.
How old were you? Had to be like, what, 6, 7?
No, I probably was like 10.
10 years old?
I was a little older.
Okay. Wait, so what happened? You told what?
I told his baby mom, Nikki, that Lisa was there.
Ooh.
Ooh. So they were downstairs, and then he called me downstairs, and when I came down, he like smacked me so hard across the face. My face was whelped up and everything.
Okay.
And
I guess I shouldn't have gave a shout out to Uncle Kevin.
And then, my mom and my grandma, I thought my grandma was snapped.
Okay.
Which I was surprised that she didn't.
Okay.
There's no telling what he said neither. I wasn't there at that part.
Right.
But my mom didn't defend me. My grandma, no one did, and my mom never even been in a fight.
Okay.
Like in her life, she only have a driver's license. So like.
You were the complete opposite of. Right. Okay, that explains a lot. Maybe that explains why y'all clashed. Another reason why y'all clashed, you two were opposites.
Right. And then, that you would have never been able to smack my son and do anything.
So the people you were expecting to defend you didn't. And that was just a bad time.
That was like, and to this day, I'd be like, the fuck? Like.
Right.
Because I would never happen with my kids. Ever.
And then a situation happened when you were at Kramer with a ladder?
Yeah, not the ladder.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
The ladder from the bunk beds. You could just be able to take the stick, I don't know, the actual step.
Right.
So, you pull them apart out the little holes.
Okay.
And then I think I got a beating for breaking a little girl headband, and I put my hands on my butt, to cover my ass.
Right.
And she hit me. She was hitting me with that, and my hands, swelled up.
So your mom?
My mom.
Okay.
Yeah, and they swelled up, and when I went to school, and they threatened to call DIFAS, and I remember it was raining. She dragged me by my hand coming from Rockville. Was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah, but I actually still got, these are kerosene heater marks from my Uncle Kevin chasing me. And I put my hand on remember we had, I don't know, did you have a kerosene heater?
Yes, everybody did.
Yeah, okay.
You can still see those marks vividly.
Right, and I put my hand on there, and then his dumb ass put butter on there.
So what do you put on a kerosene burn?
Not butter. Literally, butter was just rolling off. I'm like, what in the dumbness?
Right.
So, yeah.
Got it. All right, so let's flip it. Do you have a favorite childhood day or time period that you, if you could, you would go back to?
Did I say what it was?
Previously, you said